Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at celebrating Christmas Eve, but mostly we're poor at making art. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Benj. Today...
Ho, ho, ho! And Merry Christmas.
I don't think people
Eve.
greet people with ho, ho, ho.
Well, I mean, Santa does. Why can't we?
I
We
think,
know Santa.
Isn't that just like the way he laughs? I didn't think that was like a greeting he did.
It could be.
I thought it was just like he laughed, like a belly laugh. Ho, ho, ho.
Maybe every time he's ever
Merry
met me.
Christmas.
Every time I've ever seen Santa, that's the first thing out of his mouth.
Yeah, because he's like laughing. And then he says Merry Christmas.
So
That's
he's
the
laughing at
greeting.
me every time he sees me?
No, he just is a laughing person.
Oh. Well, Merry Christmas Eve without the ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. I mean, today we're not doing this on Christmas Eve. Because we have important things to do.
This is
on
Christmas Eve, if
Yes.
you believe in such a thing. Christmas Eve.
Yeah, because we don't have important things to do on the Christmas Eve.
No, we have lots of important things to do today. Like make presents, like Santa's elves.
Mm-hmm.
Draw pictures for all the good boys and girls.
Yep, the most important
And
thing
draw
we
pictures of
can
coal
do.
for all the bad children of the world.
Yeah, that's what we should have done. Draw coal for ourselves.
We would draw nativity scenes because that's really what Christmas is all about, but it would break one of our core rules as poor artists.
We can't. We just can't do it.
What God has made sacred, let us not
Let us not
ruin. Yeah. Although God made trees, and
but did he make them sacred?
probably not like Jesus.
Yeah.
And by probably, I mean definitely not.
There's like levels of sacredness.
Yeah, and Jesus is the level we don't dare touch with our pens.
Yeah, I mean we've both kind of broken that already.
We've drawn Jesus?
Yeah, you drew him turning
Oh.
water into Dr. Pepper.
That was
And I drew his silhouette jumping off the donkey and slam dunking.
for the just oh gosh. Well, no more. Not this Christmas Eve. No nativity drawings from us. Just pine trees. Well, I don't know what kind of tree that is. It's probably not a pine tree.
No,
Just
I mean, do you?
oak trees filled with canes,
Yeah,
which I'm guessing is like a candy cane.
they are.
Unless
like
it's just
candy
like,
canes.
This is where the old men go and hang their canes up.
If you look real close, you can kind of see
The candy?
the stripes.
Oh. Have you ever seen somebody walking around with like a cane that's painted like a candy cane?
Then there's gonna be a bush.
Because I have.
I have not. Have you?
Yeah, once. That's a good story that I tell people at Christmas time.
Was it around Christmas time that you saw this man?
Yeah. Like I wondered to myself, like, does he have that all year?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he like break out the candy cane just in December?
This is a gumdrop bush.
Thanks for clarifying.
And you can imagine in the whiteness of this that there's snow on the
Just
ground.
like, see, this is the drawing Christmas Eve.
I don't know the difference of snow and dirt when it's all black and white, but
You can tell.
it's snow.
No, you can tell. I can tell. I'm sure everyone at home was clearly like, yeah, that's snow.
We need a second bush.
Gumdrop bushes. Nothing says Christmas Eve like a candy cane forest.
Yeah, but see, this isn't any normal candy cane forest. I remember I made a rule. When you're drawing the first people, it's not nose first, but I don't remember what I drew first.
Not nose first, though. Wait, the first people?
Was it hair first or was it feet first? I'm not going to draw feet, though.
You know there's like a fan of ours that's a bigger fan of us than we are of us. That's like, you're breaking canon. You're doing it wrong.
I'm going to draw hair first.
Hair first.
I'm assuming that's what
How often do you draw the first people?
Yeah, it's not very often, but I did it once and I did it not nose first.
It's interesting that in our videos,
that's the rule.
There have been multiple drawings of the first people. Like, they keep coming up.
Yeah. So this is
the first woman who had a head like a human and a body like a gumdrop bush.
Well, no, you can't see her body for obvious reasons. This is pre-fall.
This is in an attempt to keep our channel rated G and not rated
N
for nudity.
And then
Wouldn't
there's
it be more clear if movies were rated for like what was in them? You know, like this movie is rated L for language. This movie is rated V for violence.
but then
This movie is rated A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
yeah,
and it's
that's
just like,
what
it'd be
it's like when it's
obnoxious.
rated for everything.
Yeah, when it's like a full
Like-
alphabet movie.
Like most movies are rated for like everything.
See, I feel like if they did something like that, people in Hollywood, being the, evil sorts, would try. They'd be like want the first movie that was the alphabet movie, A through Z.
Yeah,
Getting,
they
like,
would like have
V
to
and-
figure
yeah,
out
like-
words.
Like something
Well,
bad.
V is
that-
easy, violence.
yeah, but like something bad that starts with Z,
Yeah.
like zebra massacres, be something real specific.
Zebra massacres. Zebra related things.
See, that sounds much worse.
So it's the first. It's listed that first.
Mm.
They went like too far.
Oh, wow, yeah. Maybe it's just a movie about zebras. That would make it easier. It's like a rated R Zootopia. Like they're killing off. There's like the zebra gang versus the donkey gang. It's like zebra on donkey violence is what it's rated for.
So I'm going to talk about some lore here.
Yes, the
Real life lore.
real life lore.
So we don't know how long Adam and Eve were in the garden for, right?
Not
I imagine that at winter time, some of the trees grew candy canes and gumdrop
yes,
bushes.
just how I picture it.
Like, if they were there for the winter. If they weren't there for the winter, that's why we've never heard of such a
You
thing.
think they got like cold during the winter, or like were they in like a subtropical climate that just it didn't change, but the foliage on the trees and bushes changed?
I mean, what I think is that there weren't seasons because the Earth wasn't tilted yet.
Hmm.
But that's like guessing.
I like that we don't know what language they spoke, so you're not writing in any language known to man with that first word.
No, that was the pen messing up.
Yeah, you can't blame everything on that. What do we celebrity? What are we so? Sorry. Yeah, what are they celebrating? Because Christmas clearly hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
But they have candy canes and gumdrops because, reasons. I'm sure someone... Aren't they the only two?
Yep.
That's not how you spell important, but...
Oh, well.
Mm-hmm. Someone important will come one day.
Yep.
So they eat candy canes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just like noticed that all the trees started having only candy canes and all the bushes were just gumdrops.
And they realize there must
They're
be a
like,
reason.
there must be a reason.
Every December that doesn't exist yet, 25th,
Yep.
candy canes start appearing.
Yeah. On that day, they're just like, well, guess we're doing this now.
And her name, just to clarify how this relates to the title for today, her name is Eve,
Yes.
making this Christmas Eve.
Yeah, this is Christmas Eve. This right here.
What do you mean this right here?
That.
Like, we
Christmas
didn't need an
Eve.
arrow. You could have just explained. This is hanging in the gallery. People are going to debate the placement of that arrow.
No,
They're also
it's-
going to debate
they
if
won't,
that's actually an
because
arrow or not.
It'll be titled Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
The
but
arrow's
okay,
important.
but that okay. In the history,
In fact, this is
of-
where the title will go.
in the history of arrows,
Mm-hmm.
that's not an arrow. Like they dig up arrowheads from like ancient peoples, and they look better than that. They had like a
Well, I'd
twig
hope
and a
so.
rock, and they made a better arrow than us with our ballpoint pens.
If
We have superior technology.
If
We
they
should have
made-
superior arrows.
if they made an arrow that looked like this, it wouldn't fly straight. So we wouldn't find it.
Yeah, yours doesn't exactly point straight either. You're like a broken arrow.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
Christmas
I'm hating on your
Eve.
arrow. Speaking of ancient peoples and ancient technologies,
Mm-hmm.
we went for a hike yesterday here in good old Arizona, and we saw hieroglyphs
Mm-hmm.
painted on the, or like carved or painted on the, I'm guessing they're carved because they're still there,
Right.
on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking about, because they had like their drawings, their art if you will, was like up for interpretation. And we sat there and we were looking and we're like, what do you think those squiggly lines mean? And it just made me think how people are going to look at our art one day.
Right.
They're going to hike out to a mountain
where we carved all of our art into.
With a ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
It won't just be carved.
We do it regularly.
Yeah, no police officers will be after us for that.
Well, they don't know where we go.
I think what we really need to do is when we build our hotel, we just need to build it with a rock wall.
Yes.
That we can hieroglyph. And, 1,000 years' time, they'll be like, look at the two poor artists' hieroglyphs. And there'll be all these people sitting out there, and they'll be like, what do you think those are? Is that an arrow? And people will be like, well, it wouldn't fly straight. Other people are going to be like, but is that a tree? Because it has candy canes on it. And then they'll have to like listen to our videos to understand.
Yeah, it's the only way.
You ever gone to like a museum and they have like the audio tour you can take?
I mean, I've never
never done the audio tour because I'm not old. But they have those where you like put on headphones and you walk around and it like tells you about each of the art pieces. I feel like there's a chance that our gallery might need that.
Well, it'll just be like the episode.
Yeah, it'll just be. You'll have to watch a full episode.
Yeah.
Listen to a full episode at every.
Well, it'll be half an episode at every piece of art.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then right next to it will be the other art, and you listen to the other half of the episode.
It's gonna take you months to get through the gallery. At least understanding the pieces to their fullest. People will be like, "Why does that bush have an arm and a head?"
Yeah,
You're like, "Well, actually."
Remember when the zoo wasn't run down and you could like every animal exhibit you could push a button and it would like explain.
That's true.
And then they changed it so it wasn't a button. You had to like have the special card that you paid for. And then those all broke and then now they have nothing. But it would be like that, but really long.
I think while we're still living, we could just do like live explanations. We memorize the video and we just sit there and we pretend like we're drawing it.
But that would mean remembering what we did.
Yeah, we don't remember anything that we do. I can't tell you how many times people come up to us and they're like, "Oh, that thing you said," and I'm like, "Which one of us said that?"
Yeah, and then we find out which one, and we're embarrassed.
Yeah,
because
it's usually one of us. Yeah,
but we're both embarrassed.
We're both embarrassed, either for the other person or for ourselves.
Yeah,
because it's always something we're like, why would we say that?
Yeah, and out of context, that's just a horrible thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, most of what we say is probably along those lines.
Probably in context, it was a horrible thing to say.
This drawing in context is still kind of horrible. Like, understanding that this is Adam and Eve and this probably happened in the garden.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure it happened
if they were there for a winter.
Yeah, because
like this would have happened.
You know, Jesus is a big fan of Christmas.
Yeah.
A big fan of birth, being born.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of Easter. Well, no, not Easter. You're not a big fan of like.
He's a fan of Easter.
Day and a half.
Not Good Friday.
Yeah. Well, but like Good Friday. Why don't we? There's no holiday of like the crucifixion.
That's what Good Friday is.
Well, it's like him entering. That's Palm Sunday.
That's Palm Sunday.
Gosh.
Good Friday is.
You're right.
We just don't call it Crucifixion Friday.
It's a real shame. It's kind of unclear. I mean, it is good.
For us.
Just like Christmas. My point is, of all the Jesus holidays, everyone likes their birthday. Right? Maybe. You think Jesus likes your drawing? Because
nope. I don't think so.
Jesus wouldn't subscribe. Anyway,
why don't we see what you have for us today?
I don't have much hope for what I'm going to draw today.
It has to be better than mine, surely, for everyone's sake.
I say that often. It's never once been true. All right, Christmas. See, you took what I was going to draw. I was going to draw Eve in the garden.
Well, yeah, it's Christmas Eve
time. Yeah.
What other kind of Christmas Eve is there?
What kind of other Eve is there? Like, Eve is a girl's name.
Right.
Eve also apparently means the day before something important.
Apparently.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It can't have anything to do with her name because she came after. Not
She came
before.
after Christmas Eve?
No, she came before or after Adam.
Yeah.
Like if there's a
Oh yeah, it's not like
if there's a period of
Yeah,
time
it should be
associated with Eve.
it should totally
it's
be
after.
after. It should be Christmas Adam.
Yeah.
Christmas Adam.
But then that makes like Eve be the Christmas, like the day.
Yeah, that would be weird calling Christmas Eve. Because it's no, that'd be the day after Christmas. Christmas Eve is after.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be the day after Christmas. I'm gonna start making that a thing.
You're gonna start calling
Christmas
everything
Eve is
like
like the day. Yeah, you know how we change the
the
way the
words
world
to
works.
mean the opposite.
exactly right.
Okay. I mean, I guess if you want. So like right now, so this is Christmas Adam, and then there'll be Christmas Day, and then the day after will be Christmas Eve.
Gosh.
That's what you're saying?
So I think what I'm trying to say is I'm going to draw the day after Christmas to really drive home the new meaning of
But
Eve.
we made that was a title of one of our drawings before.
Yeah, day after Christmas. Maybe that's why I feel so comfortable, like jumping
Like
into that.
you drew someone chopping up a tree.
See, that's exactly what I was thinking of drawing. Wow, it's funny how like people think we're joking about not knowing what we've done in the past. Art is like we put it all out on the page and then we forget it.
Yeah.
It's immortalized in ink, so we don't have to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when you make a shopping list. You don't make a shopping list and then are like, I don't need the shopping list. I remember everything on the shopping list. You put it all down in ink so that you don't have to remember. You empty your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens here. We empty our brains of the art,
Yeah.
and then it lives forevermore.
You remember
ink.
once, and
Yes.
that's it. Never again.
Yeah, that's how art ought to be.
Yes.
You know. All right, I've stalled enough. What the heck am I gonna draw? Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve.
You could draw not a pun. That's an option.
Just draw like the day before Christmas.
Yep.
That's an option. All right, I have an idea. Isn't it funny how when you draw a Christmas tree, it's like a triangle, and then you look at a Christmas tree and it looks like a porcupine with all its quills sticking out?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not. It's like a general-ish, triangle-ish, shape-ish
Right.
thing, but it's not like that. Like if you saw a Christmas tree that looked like that, you'd be weirded out.
Yeah, it'd be like a toy.
Maybe this will be, but probably not.
But also, I don't draw Christmas trees like a triangle. I think
You
I think that's a you thing.
You put garland on your Christmas tree, and it's called garland. I don't want to hear the tinsel people speaking up.
It's
Garland.
only called garland if it is the same color as a Christmas tree.
What?
Like the green stuff is garland.
No.
Yeah.
Don't.
Tinsel is the
No, tinsel's like I always grew up calling. You know when they like make this like this the like it looks like spaghetti.
Mhm.
Like the individual strands
Right.
that they put on Christmas
That's
trees like in the
tinsel.
90s.
But
That's
it's-
tinsel.
But the difference of tinsel and garland is material.
No. I can't accept this because I call it garland. But I always
Yeah.
buy like red.
Mhm.
Red garland.
Yeah, then that's tinsel.
Red garland.
It's not
And if you put it in a paper shredder, it would be tinsel.
No,
Yeah, that's
it's the material.
that's what we're going with.
Yeah,
You poor artist
no.
approved.
Not this time. I'm not just gonna agree with you this time.
I'm also gonna
when you're so factually wrong.
I'm also gonna point out the fact that you ever tried to put you're tall, you probably don't struggle with this. Putting the star on top of the Christmas tree is like an hour-long process.
Oh,
Because like it's never
I
straight.
did not
and
realize.
every star is like 18 pounds too heavy for the top of a Christmas tree. I don't know what the star people are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure every year there's like a lawsuit because someone's star fell off the tree and like bludgeoned someone to
You
death.
can just buy lighter stars.
No, they don't exist.
There's lighter stars.
You know.
We definitely had one.
Yeah, but why do they make
Growing
heavy
up.
stars? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, what are you gonna do on Christmas Eve, Benj?
The same thing I always do. Actually, this year's a little bit different because it's on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's true.
So, we're gonna go to church in the morning,
You're really
and
good.
also church in the evening.
Double church.
Double church, and then if I have time, I'll also go to my brother's church in the midday.
Was that what your plan is?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm also having people over at my house, you included.
That's right.
On
the two poor
on the
artists
night-
gather together
Mm-hmm.
and we share art.
Yep, that's what we do. So my house has to be ready for that. So we'll see how ready it is to, and if my presents are all ready.
Yeah, because we make presents for Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the two poor artists
Yeah, people get our marvelous art
yep,
for Christmas.
It's a joyous
every year.
event. It's Secret Santa, and everyone hopes that they get picked by us. Because then they get
they get art overflowed. Sometimes
they'll
they'll be like
full of art.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be like a board game just full of our art.
It's quite a thing. We have actually done that, but that was for an auction.
That's true. My mom got it.
Don't say that. It was an auction that was prestigious. We made lots of money for charity.
Yeah,
we
actually,
that wasn't to your another.
That made less money than the thing that was just our picture in the frame.
True. We put like a whole half a week's worth into making a whole card game with our art, and it sold for half as much as a single framed drawing.
Yeah,
it's because people understand. Like,
you can't hide a game on your fridge.
How many Van Gogh board games are there that he made?
And do they make as much money?
Yeah,
as his art.
If they just like uncover a Van Gogh board game one day, I have a feeling it won't make a lot of art, like money. You know,
it probably won't. At least not as much as one of his pieces of art.
Yeah, which is shocking in a way.
Yeah, because how much work did he put into making that board game? Before board games were even like a common thing.
This snuggly girl I'm drawing. Sorry.
Well, that's I mean, I guess there's a lot of curves. Oh, that's the face.
Yeah.
It's like Scrooge.
I know.
I'm expecting a balding man.
There's some balding men looking girls. Little girls.
Little girls? That's even like an old lady. I feel so sorry for her.
Oh gosh, why is the person so old? Hair.
That didn't help.
Oh no! It's like a goblin.
What's this goblin doing?
It might just have to be a goblin now.
Are they stealing Christmas?
This is gonna be like Granny. Granny.
Like Granny has been alive 50 years longer than she should have.
Yeah, Granny's not looking so hot.
Like she crawled her way over, and everyone's like, Granny, you shouldn't be out of your bed. You haven't been able to walk in 100 years.
Granny might not have a left arm.
She lost it to age.
Yeah, you don't want to live so long that your arm start falling off. It's like an age form of leprosy. Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
At some point.
Like most people, their heart just gives up at some point and they die. This person's like
thought.
The arm just gave up one day and just fell off. Why does she have like a voodoo doll?
Not a voodoo doll.
And she's like using the force to hold it up.
Her arm will reach there eventually.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Stop it. as we've established, Granny's not in the best of health. You know, you see old people, they have like those veiny arms.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pretty, but she's inspecting the gift.
She looks very disappointed.
She is. I'm glad that came across. All right, there's Granny inspecting the gift for some reason. This is totally what I was going to draw.
That's
Supposed to look sadder.
Oh, it's very indifferent, I would say.
This is little Susie. She dresses a lot like Grandma.
No wonder she's crying.
Got some
She's
great
got-
hair, though.
Man, that hair flows.
Gosh.
If she lived in the 90s, she wouldn't even need one of those bump it things.
Oh gosh, I forgot about Bumpets. If you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, you remember the late night infomercials about Bumpets. Susie does have arms. Thankfully. She didn't. Just hand mangled.
Yeah,
Gosh, little Susie's so gross. I'm really struggling to draw someone cute. Granny was the first attempt. This is the second.
I mean, it's gotten better.
Oh gosh.
Maybe if you draw one more, it will be halfway there to cuteness.
This is Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill is a lazy sort of man.
Mm-hmm.
Does have a nose though. Uncle Bill's the cutest of the three. What a
Told
shame.
you.
What a shame that is, honestly, because that's not what the plan was.
See, he probably is just unhappy he's in this family.
Yeah. I mean, if you lived with Granny, like Uncle Bill has to,
And little Susie.
little Susie is his niece. Bill's got very skinny legs.
Mm-hmm.
He wears shorts, even on Christmas. 'Cause that's how I drew him.
Why is little Susie crying on Christmas?
Because of the gift she got. Okay?
Did it hurt her?
No, it didn't. I mean, she looks injured, but that's beside the point. It didn't hurt her.
It looks like it may have
It emotionally damaged.
may have bit her hands.
It didn't bite her hands. That was the hand mangler. I told you. Just imagine this in Granny's voice. Not to wait. That's Granny's voice. So you were struggling to come up with one. Until Christmas Eve. To do your shopping.
Man, I feel like we should have listened to Granny's advice.
Yeah, we're making gifts. That's different. You have a ballpoint pen. You got some paper. We're set.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you've ever been one of the people who's like waited until Christmas Eve to do your shopping, first of all, it's easily one of the most stressful experiences of your life.
Mhm.
Trying to go to Walmart or somewhere that's open that day.
Right.
Just the parking lot alone.
Mm-hmm.
We went into a parking lot yesterday that had a Walmart. We weren't even going to Walmart. And it took us like 20 minutes to get out of the parking lot.
Right.
You know the one that's over by us. The worst parking lot
Mm-hmm.
ever invented.
Yeah, it is terrible. And then, like, it's almost a surprise if you get what you went looking for.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, in case you're wondering what little Susie got, she got a Christmas Eve doll. Christmas Eve doll is, like your drawing, minus the bush to protect
I see.
the younger
Yeah,
eyes.
that uncle's not a very good uncle.
Yeah. Well, he's like most uncles. He doesn't understand. It's a Christmas Eve. Doll. Like, he thought he did well. He didn't even... Granny's assuming he waited till Christmas Eve to go shopping. He didn't. He got it like in February.
Mm-hmm.
He just thought this was like a good... Because they exchanged presents on Christmas Eve.
This was the gift.
It's the gift of the... I wouldn't say the gift of the year. It's like the gift of like...
He thought it would be
Yeah,
the gift
he
of the
thought it
year.
was going to be... That's why he got it in February.
Mm-hmm.
Got it in February, and he's like, this is going to be perfect. They're going to be sold out. Little did he know, if he had gone shopping on Christmas Eve, this is like the only thing on the toy aisle. It's the only thing that Amazon can get you in 20...
Yeah.
A lot of kids got Christmas Eve dolls this year because someone waited until Christmas Eve. But Uncle here, he didn't... that's not why she got one. Granny, though, has emerged from her cave to just come and lecture him about his bad gift-giving skills. But, he didn't mean to offend. That was an interesting line.
Yeah, I probably would not have drawn this line that you're drawing here.
Yeah. It gives it some perspective, though.
It does.
Now you can tell how short Granny is and how tall their Christmas tree is. Like it's a big old Christmas tree.
It is. Like that would be a hard star to put up.
Yeah, it would. That's why it's crooked.
Mm-hmm.
You only have one chance. Granny herself climbed. Granny doesn't use a ladder either. She emerges twice during the Christmas season. Once she slinks up the tree, hangs the star, and no matter how crooked it is, she just slithers back down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the star is for the year. If you touch it, she might come back. And you don't want that.
No.
And then she comes out to critique the presents. You just see her with the door, cracked just enough where you can see her eyeball looking out. Yeah. And if there's a bad gift, she slinks out.
You'd think people would try to be better at giving gifts just so they don't have to have
That's why Uncle here got his gift in February. He's like, is it going to be the hot gift? I don't want the criticism. But alas. So this is why you don't wait until Christmas Eve to do your shopping. Or else Granny
will slither out of her cave
and pay it an insult. It's like paying it a compliment, but the opposite.
Mm-hmm. How much does the insult cost?
She charges $150.
Oh.
She's gonna go over there and take the money out of his wallet. It's like
I was expecting it to be
dollar bills hanging out of his wallet over here.
I was expecting it to be like a Christmas penny.
All right, let's ask it again.
We'll cut that part out. How much does her insult cost?
It costs one Christmas penny.
Oh, such a good.
Throwback to a video from last year that didn't make sense. Yeah. That's what it costs.
And we're not doing Christmas penny 2.
No matter how many times one fan asks. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is good Christmas Eve. When this goes in the gallery, wow. Speaking of gallery, in the new year, we have another plan to go and hang up some art in public again.
Mm-hmm.
Next week's video might be more on that subject. We're also looking at this brand new third microphone we've acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely didn't steal it.
We stopped having the third microphone because we changed technologies.
Yes, technology.
But now we have a third microphone
We
again.
have technology.
New technology.
Third technology.
It's actually older technology.
It's a really old mic. It's older than any mic I've ever seen.
But now we can have 3 people.
They can speak on the third mic. We're going to speak on mic 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll have guests again in the new year. We'll also be hanging up art in the near future. And we do wish all of you, lovely folks, even the grannies, a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Goodbye.
Bye.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.